I'm L.A. Jackson, back at you again with the Educated Gangster 101 series, and man, this is getting deep. And we're going deeper, and I'm thirsty. I'm so thirsty, we're going to crank up some cola rum. And speaking of cola rum, we've got the man himself right here. So hey, welcome to the show, my brother.
How you doing?
I'm just fine, man. I'm getting so wide open, just learning more and more about this play. And usually when a play comes, you hear a little blurb about it, and then you go see it. I've got the extraordinary experience tonight to get a bunch of different pictures of this play before it even gets here, and I'm sure you're gonna bring it on home to us today. Tell us about yourself. How did you get your name, and what's your involvement with the spoken word hip-hop musical called Education Gangster 101?
Okay, I'm a spoken word artist, poet, writer, essayist. So, and I've been doing spoken word and been writing essays in the city of Atlanta for like 16 years.
Wow.
I got my name because a lot of guys used to say in the west side of Atlanta, they used to always say I had a complexion of a Coca-Cola. They started.
Coca-Cola.
So yeah, guys over off Griffin Street, Simpson Road, started calling me Cola.
Cola.
And the name just stuck.
Wow.
And then when I started doing poetry, I just used that name. I started using that name ever since. And they said I had flavor.
Okay.
When I dressed, they said, you got flavor. So they started saying it like spice rum.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so they said flavor like spice rum.
Okay.
So I just.
I was going to ask where the rum came
So
in.
I just put the two together, and it came up with Cola Rum.
Wow.
And so yeah, so I've been performing around the country for like about the last 16 years.
Wow.
Slowed down to write a novel, so I've been writing on a novel for the last 4 years.
Nice.
And I became a part of the play because Mr. Bottom said he had a character he wanted me to play.
Tommy Bottom.
Yeah.
What a name. All you guys got unique names. I just love it.
Yeah, spoken word. That's Atlanta spoken word.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we don't. The classes before used to have like a lot of the righteous names, like Righteous Son, and Bomani the Warrior, But then we came and the names just started
Twisted
changing.
around,
They started twisting and becoming real unique.
Right.
So so Tommy Bottoms, he asked me. He said, all he did, he just took he wrote some characters and he basically based them on our personalities. And so.
And he could do that because he already knew you.
He already knew us from hearing our poems, from talking to us. He already knew us. So he told me he had a character he wanted me to play. So I'm more like the villain of the show.
Oh wow! And you're such a nice guy. You probably do a good job playing a villain.
But I got a cynical personality,
Okay.
a real sarcastic personality, and a real dark humor. So he said, you'll be a perfect villain for the show. So he asked me, and he gave me this script, and I read it and wrote. I said, okay, this is good, But can I do this? Can I do this? He said, yeah. So I play Raekwon Jackson. I'm a black Republican.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm sort of like a hip black Republican.
Okay.
And, a lot of people don't see those because I was an ex-drug dealer, went to jail for 5 years, got out, got me a popular radio show. So I'm kind of a hip black Republican.
Okay.
Due to the fact that I was in the streets, I can see straight through people, and I can break it down in the ways that people really understand.
Yeah.
So I'm the black Republican of the show, having a Confederate shirt.
Nice. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. And I wear that shirt because sometimes I hate niggas too. That's the type of person Raekwon is.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of the show, I'm the villain. But through the show, most of the people start rooting for me.
Wow.
Because
So you
I'm
don't
saying all of the
transform or
truth.
change, or
no,
you remain.
But I'm saying all of the truth.
Okay.
I'm saying
and they're
stuff.
waking up.
I'm saying stuff about black people that everybody say in their houses, but don't like to say.
In public.
And I'm saying it. So when it first started, the crowd seen with the Confederate shirt on, everybody
Step back.
Yeah, but once I started talking about black people in their funky ways,
Dropping it down.
everybody started saying, that's right.
You tell them.
Yeah. So by the middle of the show, when I'm talking, you hear the crowds, they banging me up like, they start swaying. Say, that's right. You brought a point, Raekwon. But
Nice.
So it's funny how he wrote it like that. He said he wrote it like that for me to be the villain, but the villain making all of the points. So so I'm like the voice. I'm like the true voice. That voice of a black person when you're at the house, when your grandmama or your mama or your granddaddy talk about them niggas on the corner, this is what they doing, them niggas ain't about nothing. I'm that voice.
You that guy.
Yeah, I'm that voice in the show. So
Well, tell me, what inspired you prior to all of this, prior to the poetry? How did you even know that you had a talent to write? What was your inspiration that brought you into be where you are now?
I was always good with words,
Okay.
and I was always curious about words. So I was the person that, like, in a commercial or a TV show, when you hear a quote, I remember the quote. If it was nice, I said, I like the way they said that. Or if I was driving down the street, my mother driving, I'm 8 years old, and I see a billboard and they have it. So I said, what that means? She'll say that. And I said, I like that, and I remember it.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was always real good with words.
That's interesting you said that about the billboard, because I lived in California for a couple of years from 1980 to 1982, and I was driving down Crenshaw Boulevard one day, and I just happened to just look up and see this billboard, and I never forgot it, and I still live by that, and it says the greatest victory is victory over yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And that was so deep, I just never forgot it, man.
And I would always, when I would see billboards, I would always remember them. And so I would always quote them. And so I always liked listening to the sound, how words sound, when people say them in a clever way. So, like everybody else would, when I was a kid and everybody else would be talking, I'll be listening to people how they talk, especially like guys that slang talk.
And where you from?
I'm from Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would listen to how they use their slang. I'm there 8, 9, and those guys are always amazed. The ones, you had the dudes in the neighborhood, the ones that talk slick. So I was listening to them. They would amaze me, about the way they would word their words. Always, so I was always aware of words. Even when I was young, I was always aware of them. And so as I got older, I started reading poems, and also I started performing.
Okay.
And so I was always the guy who was with the group when you're like 19 to 17, we drinking, I'm the one talking, got everybody laughing. That was always me.
Well, in this game, have you seen any kind of cyclical kind of things happening that kind of went around and came back again, or is your segment of this spoken word industry something that's more linear, that just goes forward and there's not much cycle revolution in it?
It's linear.
It is linear?
Yeah, it's like one type of version that is just, spoken word has always been, you got to tell us something. Tell me something. I got to hear something. That's the basis of it. It's always been, tell me something. Some people can say it in a fantastic way. Some people say it in a bland way. But it's always been, tell me something. It's one genre where you can. It's no playing. It's one. Yeah, when you mention spoken word or poetry, especially black people, they come sit down, tell me something. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna tell me something.
Get up and walk out or throw something at the stage.
Yeah. So it's always been. It's never been. That's one good thing about it. It's always been like, you got to tell me something.
Right.
So that's the thing that I really respected about it. That
Okay.
you always got to tell me something.
Well, why don't you go on and give the people some contact information so they can keep up with you before, during, and after this spectacular event?
The best way is the way everybody's doing it. Facebook, Cola Rum, Facebook. Friend me, and I'll friend you back. You can learn more about the show, about all of the poetry events that go on in the city, because I send out a lot of them.
Oh, wow.
So
Nice.
so they can learn a lot about it. So just, like I said, just contact me, Facebook, Cola Rum, and we'll talk.
Cola Rum, I really, really enjoyed you on the show, man. Please come on back.
Okay.
Thanks again, brother.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.